Have you ever felt a shiver down your spine, that inexplicable sensation that something is just beyond your grasp? A sense that our reality is but a thin veil hiding something far grander, something that our senses can barely perceive? What if I told you that beyond the familiar three dimensions lies a realm so strange, so mind-bending that it defies our very understanding, challenging the very fabric of what we know? This is the story of Neil's dive into the fourth dimension, a journey that will challenge everything you thought you knew about the universe, pushing the boundaries of human comprehension. For centuries, we've lived in a world defined by length, width, and height, the three dimensions that shape our everyday experiences. But what if I told you this is just the tip of the iceberg, a mere glimpse into the true nature of reality, hinting at deeper, unseen dimensions? Hold on to your seats, because things are about to get really weird as we embark on a journey that will twist and turn in ways you never imagined. Neil, a brilliant but somewhat eccentric physicist, dedicated his life to unraveling the mysteries of the cosmos, driven by a passion that knew no bounds. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, he dared to venture where no one had gone before, into the heart of the fourth dimension, a place where the rules of physics as we know them no longer apply. Imagine a world where you could step inside a locked room without breaking down the door, where time itself becomes a fluid, ever-changing landscape. This is the promise and the peril of the fourth dimension, a realm where the very laws of physics bend to an entirely different tune. It's like trying to explain color to someone born blind. We can use words, metaphors, but true understanding only comes from direct experience. And that's precisely what Neil sought. A visceral, mind-blowing encounter with the fourth dimension, using a device of his own design, a marvel of quantum engineering and sheer audacity. Neil prepared to cross the dimensional threshold. His heart pounded in his chest, a mix of fear and exhilaration surging through his veins. This was it, the moment of truth. With a deep breath and a silent prayer, Neil activated the device. A low hum filled the air, growing in intensity until it seemed to consume everything around him. The world around him dissolved into a kaleidoscope of blinding light and color, and then silence. Neil opened his eyes, expecting to be greeted by a reality-shattering vista, something truly alien and incomprehensible. Instead, he found himself standing in a room that looked eerily familiar. His own living room, in fact, but something was off. The colors seemed more vibrant, the shadows deeper and more alive. A subtle hum vibrated in the air, a constant reminder that he was no longer in the world he knew. He had crossed over into the fourth dimension. As Neil took his first tentative steps into this new reality, he realized that everything was both familiar and profoundly strange. Objects seemed to shift and distort as he moved around them, their shapes defying the laws of perspective. Walls rippled like water, furniture appeared and disappeared at will. It was as if the very fabric of this dimension was in a constant state of flux, never settling into a stable form. His mind struggled to grasp the sheer weirdness of it all. He reached out to touch a book on the coffee table, but his hand passed right through it. Or rather, it didn't pass through it so much as it merged with it, his hand becoming momentarily part of the book's strange, ever-shifting form. Panic welled up inside him. Panic turned to terror as Neil realized he couldn't find his way back. The familiar surroundings of his lab had vanished, replaced by an alien landscape that defied all logic. The door, which should have led back to his lab, was gone, replaced by a swirling vortex of colors. It was as if reality itself had been rewritten, leaving him stranded. He was trapped, lost in a labyrinth of dimensions. Each turn he took only led him deeper into the unknown, a maze with no exit. He tried to retrace his steps, but the very concept of direction seemed to have lost all meaning. Every path seemed to twist and turn back on itself, up, down, left, right. It all blended together in a disorienting jumble. The usual rules of navigation no longer applied. The fourth dimension was toying with him, mocking his feeble attempts to comprehend its alien logic. It was a cruel game, and he was losing. Despair threatened to engulf him. The weight of his isolation pressed down, making it hard to think clearly. Was this the end, lost forever in this strange, uncaring dimension? The thought gnawed at him, eroding his hope. As he stumbled through the ever-shifting landscape of the fourth dimension, he felt a profound sense of loneliness, of being utterly cut off from everything he knew. The familiar world seemed like a distant memory, fading with each step he took. Just when all hope seemed lost, Neil noticed something familiar amidst the chaos. A single flickering candle, its flame an impossible shade of blue. Drawn to it like a moth to a flame, he stumbled towards it, a glimmer of hope igniting in his chest. As he neared the candle, he noticed a figure sitting beside it, their back turned to him. The figure was shrouded in shadow, their features obscured, but even from behind, Neil recognized that familiar silhouette. "Father?" Neil whispered, his voice trembling with both hope and disbelief. Could it really be him? Had his father, a renowned physicist who had vanished years ago, somehow found his way into this dimension? The figure turned and Neil's heart skipped a beat. It was his father, but older, wiser, his eyes twinkling with an unearthly light. Relief washed over Neil, followed by a wave of questions, a torrent of emotions he couldn't even begin to process. "I've been waiting for you, son," his father said, his voice calm and reassuring, like a beacon in the chaotic storm of the fourth dimension. "I knew you'd find your way here eventually." Neil rushed towards him, embracing him in a hug that transcended time and space, a hug that spoke volumes without a single word being spoken. In that moment, the strangeness of the fourth dimension faded into the background, replaced by the overwhelming joy of reunion. His father revealed that he had been stuck in this dimension for years, ever since his own experiment went wrong. But he'd learned to navigate the chaos, to see the beauty hidden within the strangeness. "The fourth dimension isn't a place," his father said, his eyes twinkling with wisdom. "It's a state of being, a different way of perceiving reality. It's always been here, all around us, hidden in plain sight." He went on to explain that the fourth dimension is the realm of consciousness, of interconnectedness. It's the unseen thread that binds all things together, the source of our intuition, our creativity, our very souls. With his father's guidance, Neil began to see the fourth dimension not as a prison, but as a boundless ocean of possibilities. He learned to navigate its currents, to bend its rules to his will, and most importantly, he learned to find his way back. Together, father and son stood before a shimmering portal, a tear in the fabric of reality that promised a return to the familiar world. But as much as Neil longed for the comfort of home, he knew he would never be the same. He had glimpsed a reality beyond human comprehension, a reality where the impossible was not only possible but commonplace. He had faced his fears, confronted the unknown, and emerged from the experience forever changed. With a heavy heart but a newfound sense of purpose, Neil returned to his own dimension, leaving his father behind. He knew he might never see him again, but he carried his father's wisdom with him, a guiding light on his own journey of discovery. The world seemed different now, infused with a hidden depth he had never noticed before. He saw the interconnectedness of all things, the delicate dance of energy and matter that made up the very fabric of existence. The experience had fundamentally changed him, shattered his preconceived notions of reality, and opened his mind to a universe far grander and more mysterious than he could have ever imagined. He knew his journey was far from over. Neil's dive into the fourth dimension is a testament to the boundless potential of the human spirit, a journey that defies the constraints of our physical world and ventures into realms previously thought to be mere fantasy. Our insatiable curiosity to explore the unknown drives us forward, compelling us to seek answers to questions we haven't even thought to ask yet. We push the boundaries of what we believe is possible, constantly redefining the limits of human achievement and understanding. It's a reminder that the universe is full of wonders yet to be discovered, a vast expanse of mysteries waiting to be unraveled by those brave enough to seek them. If only we dare to open our minds and look beyond the veil of our everyday perception, we might find that reality is far more wondrous than we ever imagined. So I ask you, dear viewer, to embrace the unknown, to question everything you think you know, and to never stop exploring the infinite possibilities that lie hidden within the fabric of reality. Each discovery, no matter how small, brings us closer to understanding the true nature of existence. For it is in the pursuit of the extraordinary that we truly discover the depths of our own humanity and the incredible potential that lies within each of us. Dare to imagine the impossible, to dream beyond the confines of our current understanding. Dare to dream of other dimensions, of worlds and realities that exist just beyond our reach. And who knows, maybe one day you too will unlock the secrets of the fourth dimension and beyond. The universe awaits, ready to reveal its wonders to those who dare to seek them.